We're back. Another one. Welcome to First Touch. It is Dazerin. Joined with me is Roll Dizz and TBates. We are back after a lovely weekend. Look at us. Yeah. Yeah. How we doing? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, FaZe. Okay, FaZe.
Oh, shut up, bro.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful, beautiful day. Afternoon. FaZe, I see them teeth. The pearly whites is shining today. Oh my goodness.
Don't hurt him.
Oh, my eyes.
I got
How
my
you doing
glasses.
today, FaZe?
You know me. I mean, like, first off, stream, I know I'm usually looking like baby bass, but you know I'm becoming a man now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of facial hair coming in. This is probably last week y'all see me with the beanie. I just gotta get a haircut. Just want to let the whole entire chat know. I just gotta get it cut, and then I'm gonna take the beanie off. But yeah, it's gonna be had an interesting little bit of Rocket League over the past week or so, and I hope everybody's ready to get into it. I know my boys here that had a great weekend, a Rocket League weekend themselves, and I hope everybody else had a good weekend as well.
That's right. That's right. You know, we had a great weekend. Like Bates alluded to, had a lot of fun, but there were some people that did not have a lot of fun, and that was a lot of people in Europe. That EU Open happened over the course of this weekend, and I think we just gotta jump right into it. First thing first, what happened with the EU Open? Guys, we are on the road to Sweden. We're trying to get to Sweden, right? How are we gonna get to Sweden? Vitality? How we go? I'm jumping the gun. Let me bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back. Okay. We'll recap real quick and talk about just what in the world went on over the course of this last weekend. Endpoint ended up winning the EU Open and stunning a lot of people who honestly I don't even think gave them a chance at all. But of course, there were also some very interesting highlights as well, like Dignitas finishing in the top 4. But as we show everything on the screen, you know, we can flash the Swiss stage here. Look at, oh gosh, Vitality SK. Oh, wait.
Hey, don't forget about Giants either now. Don't forget about Giants.
Giants, Gil, Navi, welcome to the scene, but also Toodaloo at the same time. What are you doing? Gil, you keep waving to us on Twitter. Bye-bye, I guess. You couldn't, what is that? You only won one game? Oh, goodness. And then you had the Queso boys and Zero Nation. Zero Nation, actually, you know, there's a couple of cool upset wins there and there, but my goodness, boys, talk to me about what's going on.
Damar, I don't know what's going on. What on earth happened, actually? We have no idea what happened. The upsets, BDS, Vitality. Oh my God, I can't. I genuinely look at this bracket and it's just a Mickey region. I don't know how to predict this. Bates, come on, man. Like, give me something. What happened?
I mean, listen, I've been quoted on the show. I said that EU had gotten better. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Why did I believe in Europe? Why did I do it? I was a proponent. I was looking forward to watching EU. I was like, man, these teams are actually like, there's gonna be some little bit of consistency. They're gonna have a legitimate top 6, top 7 now. It's gonna be solid. It's just apparently not the case. It's not the case at all. We still have nothing but inconsistency in this region outside of BDS. We'll get into them a little bit later. But right. I mean, it just is what it is. And you know, you got people like Johnny Boy on stream and on his own stream, probably on the main stream at some point, probably on Twitter all the time. You know, Johnny always farmed the impressions, saying that Europe's a major region and now they should be a giga major because they have so many great talents that we don't even know about. No. Until you at least get a little bit consistency at the top, Johnny Boy. Forgot to move EU back to a minor region. That's just simple and plain.
You know what's gonna annoy me the most? Is he's just gonna say EU's deeper because they got more teams in the top 8 than we expected, or teams like Vitality are getting beat by teams they shouldn't be losing to. And that's just what's gonna annoy me the most, man.
There is no way. You
Giants do.
He said it himself. Base keeps talking, but guess what? I gotta give him the floor to yap because look at the leaderboard. Team Vitality, they won champs. it wasn't that long ago, y'all. It wasn't that long ago. And now they can't even get out the Swiss. The Swiss, the only cheese I seen was queso. They ain't even make it out either. Oh goodness. Like again, all these teams talking about we're gonna be the best team in the world, and even I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man. I genuinely don't. There's no way you could call this depth. If anything, I call it another word that starts with D, a disaster. That's exactly what it looks like. An absolute disaster. But you know, like there is one there obviously we're getting to the individual first touch picks because everybody did pick different teams to win the major, but of course Bates' team Dignitas ended up finishing top 4 out of all that nonsense. Believe we do have some clips of Dignitas. Bates, you know, talk about your dig team, man.
Well, there are some good takeaways. When you brought up one word for D, you said disaster. I thought you were gonna say Dignitas off rip. That's a beautiful, like quintuple touch by Jack, by the way. But I think Dignitas showed their potential. I think that I honestly believe that they really didn't play that well at all, at all. They Jorus and Jorez and Scrub were constantly a little bit out of position. I thought Abjack was really consistent all the way through, but as we're gonna see probably a little bit later on in the show, there's a couple times where Scrub was just a little bit too far up on the field, and it was costing them. And with that though, they're just a pure talent. They would stay in series because they are just like mechanically better than people, and I think they understand the game. They have like their low 50s, their control, their flow is like what Seiko was doing for Endpoint. They were doing that the whole entire time. They just wouldn't play defense on top of it. So I do think that this little bit of Dignitas we saw over the weekend, I think they're nowhere near their potential. I think that they really can be the best team in Europe, and I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay. I will say, yes, they did play bad. But at the same time, you also had a great point on their mechanics. There were some of those series that they had where I was looking at them like mechanics wise, and they were actually like the Simper series, for example, like Abjack popped off. And in some of those individual plays just completely threw teams like Simper off guard, and it was actually really nice to watch. And you're up to something there, onto something. We talk about the potential of that Dignitas team, and I was really kind of hard on them going into the season, but now I see what you're saying. I want to see more of it though, because
I got a quick question.
What's up?
A lot of people are picking KC. Who's better, KC or Dignitas right now? Just want to know.
Bro, honestly, did they play each other at all? I'd honestly say it's kind of even.
No chance. No chance.
I'd say off the way Dignitas played, the way I watched them, Dignitas playing against they played against BDS, right?
Yep.
They were super aggressive, and I feel like they have the most chance to be a more consistent team at the top of EU just off their gameplay alone. I feel like BDS was stuck on their side majority of the series. Yeah, majority of the series, and it was just a bunch of defensive, again, like you said, TBates, positional mistakes by Dignitas and counterattacks that BDS was taking advantage of. There was a lot of like places where Dignitas was in the same spot defensively, and no one would challenge, and they would double commit, and BDS would just score. And I feel like the series was really given to BDS. If Dignitas just a bit more communication, more synergy, and
a little bit more respect to BDS. I feel like it just felt like they had so much pressure, then they were so confident in that pressure that they just really didn't seem like they knew that BDS had the capability of hitting the ball over their heads, or that BDS could save a ball on some of the shots they're taking a little bit lacking in luster. And what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say you saw some like highlights from Dignitas. The things that worked against BDS was when Abjack would solo play in their corner and just run through. He'd forget the ball, and he'd go for bumps, demos, and then Dignitas, it would create space for Scrub and Joris to actually position correctly offensively and find infield passes that they weren't finding. And BDS really rarely cuts that off. BDS is always on defense. All three of them on defense together. They just wait for a mistake and
they capitalize. They punish. Yep. That's right.
I don't even think I need to say anything there. That being said, I will say that.
Wait, nobody answered my question about KC or Dig right now.
I know. I know.
Chat, who's better, KC or Dignitas? Put a one in chat if you think Carmine Corp's better. Put a 2 if you think Dignitas is better right now.
Dang, I can't even spam. I'm waiting on that VIP to come in. But yeah. That being said, looking at both of these teams, I don't know. I'd probably say Dig. But that's just because of our next topic that we're gonna get into, and that's the people who won the EU Open. I'm sorry. Endpoint ends up winning the European Open, and I still don't know why or how.
Huh?
What?
I know how.
Do you know how?
I do know how. Roll the tape.
Roll the tape.
Listen,
Let me show you how.
Let's watch this beautifulness. Oh, Mark by 8. You left in the back. Ramen, you gotta do better than that.
Call him ramen.
Ramen by 8. Play a little bit better defense on the back end. Oh, that's unfortunate. It was 2:47 overtime. You want to know why Endpoint really won though? On all seriousness, they were having fun with it. They were down 3-1. You can still see on their player cams that they were just happy to be there. They were legitimately having a good time. The vibes are always up. They're smiling. You see a related wave every single time. And then also, they didn't seem to be afraid of anything that BDS was doing. They would never overcompensate or panic. There were times, and Johnny and Shogun would touch on it during the series, that Seiko in particular, this beast of a man right here, my goodness. Well, he sees that nobody, and this happened the whole entire time, he sees nobody challenging, I'll just take my time. And they just maximize their space better than any team, I think, has done in EU in a very long time. And it was Rylan and Boomer Ball. Remember how I used to touch on how EU would just play Boomer Ball a little bit too much?
Yeah.
And nobody would control the ball. This man's controlling the ball every single time. Related Waves controlling the ball every single time. Message is bringing that veteran presence. I think that is why they came out victorious. And if they play like that again, there's gonna be a problem for all these teams until they adapt.
You know what Endpoint showed me is that they got nothing to lose. They literally went up against top dogs or projected top dogs in their region, playing like they had nothing to lose. The mental gap. It was clear to see. You see on the FaZe cams, BDS after they're going down in the series. I can't believe I'm losing. I just genuinely can't believe I'm losing. Endpoint goes down in the series. They're like, it's okay. All right, we made it here. We can take down these dogs, bro. Don't give them the respect. You give them enough respect, right? Because it's BDS, but you can't just let them run all over you. And Endpoint adapted. And like you said, Bates, that was a great point. They took, especially Seiko, he took his time on almost every play. Like, you don't see somebody air dribbling up to the ceiling, getting their ceiling flip or their ceiling reset to the backboard. Like, that doesn't happen in EU that often. It's so rare. And that's why we highlight players like Abjack, like Archie, like Seiko. Now, bro, Astro, these players, they take their time with the ball. They're not scared. They're not intimidated by the players, the opposition that they're playing against. Right. Endpoint really took advantage there. And they looked on point. Even Metza, a name so long ago that we used to talk about Metza.
Old man
Metza. He's back, and they look nice. They look so good.
I respect the opinions, boys. I do think that you're right. I think they look good, and the way you guys break it down, it does sound like, okay, there is something to this team. They had fun, and they played their game. But are they going to do it again? Is it a fluke? That's the real question. Because you can have fun. You can play like, oh yeah, woo, I don't have anything to lose. New teammate, boom, boom, boom. Oh my God, we won, yay! But can you do it again? Well, now you got something to lose. You're in first place. If you bomb out 2 times, things might get a little shaky. Again, we're talking about the road to Sweden. We're talking about the road to Worlds. Now you've proven yourself, and now you're the team to beat. So the question is, can they do it again? Personally, I don't think so. That's just how I feel. I don't think so. I think that I think Endpoint's good, and I think that they're on the watch. But I also think that some of these losses that we had over the course of the weekend just woke a lot of people up. I think we'll see a very different results in the next European event. And I'll give Endpoint the respect now and say, right now you're on top. Right now you have the recipe. But how long can you hold on to that? It has to be proven to me personally. So that's where I'm standing. I'm calling it a fluke.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tackle it next. Let's Bay have the last word. Bates have the last words. I think it's a fluke as well. I'm gonna consider it a fluke. I think they can do it again. They have the talent. They proved it one time. I do agree with Damar that this woke everyone up, especially teams that have that respect, have that like prowess, that dog in them. They should have that dog in them, that respect. And I think like a team like Vitality, man, you can't see that happen for them. Honestly, it's a mental gap. But now Endpoint is playing with expectations, and I kind of want to see what that does to them, because we've seen this plenty of times before where a team makes it to the finals, and they like a team no one expects makes it there, but they don't ever repeat it. And it's because they the first time they make it, they play with this underdog mindset. There's nothing to lose. But then when you get there, you're like, bro, we have to repeat that. And when you go through scrims the next week, if you start losing, it hurts mentals. If your mental is not strong enough, it hurts your mental when you're losing the teams that you feel like you should be beating. So then you get into the next tourney, and your mental's already chalked. Now, so that's what I pray that doesn't happen to Endpoint, because they look like a really solid roster. I really want to see them consistently be in these top 8s, top 4 conversations. So I'm gonna call it a fluke for now. I definitely got to see them do it again.
Ain't no fluke.
Oof.
There's no fluke. I forgot the exact stat that Stacks was talking about in the green room during RLCS this past weekend, but it was something like Endpoint had scored a goal minimum in like almost every single game. It was some ridiculous percentage that they were scoring. It was for the first time they got shut out. I forgot whether it was the first series or the second series against BDS. They finally got shut out. It's the first time like the whole entire tournament. You know how hard that is?
Difficult.
They're scoring every single game, and I'm telling you, I tried to give EU the blueprint last season. I tried to let y'all know how to beat BDS. I was on. If y'all watch the show, I know what I'm talking about. Wasn't a single one of y'all that was possessing the ball. It just nobody would do it. It's just like everybody's panicking, they're rushing. Everybody wants to play boomer ball. It's that boy Seiko, man. He said, hold on, let me bring it back down. Little right to left crossover, little air dribble, little reset. Like, I'm gonna slow it down. You got to come check me. It's kind of like Luka Doncic. You watch basketball, he playing at his own pace every single time, and that's why I think he had like 44 goals. He had like 1.05 goals per game. Like, he was just dominant, averaging like 470. Because he every single touch matters to them, especially to him too. And that's something that you have to address. That's why I've always wanted the Astros in the world to do. Astro does it sometimes, but not all the time. You gotta when you're that talented, and this goes even to NA, the AJs, FK don't play anybody like that. Justin even. It's just when you're that great at what you do, you got to utilize the whole entire skill set rather than just moving the ball away, because that makes it easier on the defense. And I always feel like EU does that a little bit too much. So I don't think it's a fluke. Now, if we're talking about, are they going to win this next one? I don't know about that necessarily, but are they going to still be
so you think
in the contention?
Yeah.
And they're still be in the contention? Yeah. I think the way they play it, I think they could be a solid top 4 team the whole entire way through until other teams adapt.
Okay.
So my question is for this to not be a fluke, like what's the conditions, at least for Roll Dizz, and I guess Bates for you too, in terms of where you think they'll place next? What is the non-fluke placement for them? Is it top 8? Is it top 4? Do they have to win again? Where do you think that they should land?
I think like for me personally, like considering this a fluke, like okay, so like a fluke win, it wasn't a fluke win in my mind. I think it was because like look, a fluke win means that they didn't deserve it, right? It's a fluke. It shouldn't have happened. But in that sense, like it definitely should have happened. They deserve that win. They definitely deserve that win. They came and they outplayed literally everybody this weekend. But for it to not be a fluke anymore, or where they need to be placing, I think is like top. Definitely consistent top 8s, top 4. I want to see him place in top 4 consistently. Definitely has this roster.
Okay. I think for me, as long as if they can make 2 more top 8s, I'll be okay. 2 more top 8s, solidify the spot for Sweden. Then then I'll be like, okay, this team is a threat. It's like in the actual conversation now, because they already are in the driver's seat. If they continue to like coast on those points, let me see, where's
So wait, but you're saying that, but then you said it was a fluke though. So you don't think they're gonna be a top 8?
No.
Oh.
That's what yeah, no, that's
And
what I'm
Raul said it
saying.
was a fluke too. So you don't think you're gonna get top 8 either? You don't think?
Because like the way I see
Wow.
it is
You're
that
saying
you got
Giants. You're saying Vitality. You're saying SK.
they should have
I'm-
played better.
I'm
They
only
need to
a
play
believer
better.
in one of those teams.
They should have played better.
You only believe in one?
One of those three.
Oh my
In one of those
goodness.
teams.
I think this woke up. This should have woke up the whole region. Like if
too late by now.
you're not woken up by this, bro, if you're demoralized to the point where you feel like you can't compete at the top of EU anymore because you lost and your boo-boo feelings is hurt, then
Boo-boo
yeah,
feelings.
you belong to be in this 9th to 16th range. But if you are a dog and you are a former world champion, K-Dop, Fairy Peak, you should not be going 0-3 again. Ever. The
Yeah,
rest of the season.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
No,
That's
he's
good
been
take.
or Guild, Noli, considering yourself a top 3 team in the world, top 5, whatever you said, you
That was
should
last
not be
season.
1-3.
Yeah,
I know it was last season. You still hold yourself to that
That's-
standard, right?
that's what
I
I'm
don't know,
yeah,
maybe he's
that's
not
what I'm
as
saying
confident.
because
We haven't had him on the show.
right. Base already know the bad will come in quick with the recency bias. And the recency bias right now for Guild ain't looking too good. That's all I'm saying. So they definitely gotta regain and bring that back. But as we look at some of these great players and we talk about all of these, people like Noli, like K-Dop and Fairy, there's a case that is being made here for Psycho or Seiko for Endpoint.
Seiko.
And people are gonna start talking about it. But of course, we got to get that first touch or that first take. I don't know whichever one you want to call it. Is Seiko the best player in Europe right now? You guys have been hitting on those mechanics. You guys have talked about how every time he gets the ball, it takes his time. He's obviously a big proponent into why Endpoint ended up winning in the European Open. But does that put him all? Are we pushing him forward in this talk of like when you think of top talent in Europe? Should that name be in your vocabulary?
You want me to go first, Bates?
Yeah.
I think it should be one of the names that should be considered now.
Wait, why we change the question?
Yeah, we changed the question, but the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
player in Europe,
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's best player in Europe.
there's one guy, and there will be one guy regardless of his placements right now in this regional, and that's a guy who gets a lot of disrespect, and that's Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon is the best in Europe. He's the best in Europe, consistently proves it. Regardless of him losing, even the best player in North America in most people's eyes don't win all the time, right? A lot of people consider North America Justin Bates particularly, but I mean, like we like I just think Monkey Moon is the best player in Europe still right now. Sekou has a lot of potential. He's shown that. We've seen this before where a young kid comes up, a Chronic, and he's a dog still to this day, but didn't perform or didn't have the same level of success consistently throughout the season. So I just have to see it consistently perform before we can consider Sekou the best in Europe.
Yeah. This disrespect, Monkey Moon, you say? I think everybody gasses him. Maybe a tad too much. I'm not too sure. But regardless of that, Seiko is clearly the best player in the Europe.
What? Nah.
Easy.
Nah, bro. One performance gave you this?
Listen, he came in. It's his first ever tournament. First ever RLCS tournament. He comes in and he wins. He's the best player in the field. When him and Monkey Moon were on the field, who was the better player?
No.
Who was the better player?
You're not doing this.
Who's the better player?
You're not doing this, Bates. You're not
When
doing
Monkey
this.
Moon, your guy, was on the field, who was the better player?
You're not doing this, bro.
Who was the better player? Answer the question. You don't answer the question.
Sekou performed. He performed. I'll give you that. He
You're
performed
dodging the question. You're dodging the question. Tomorrow, maybe you want to answer the question. You don't want to answer the question? Nobody really wants to answer my question? All right, I answered it for y'all since y'all are dodging the question. Seiko was the best player in the field with the Monkey Moon. Also, I just want to point out that if we go into that series, before it happened, who was the better team? Who still has a better team? Probably.
It's questionable.
Who has a better team?
Who has a better team, Bates?
BDS
Enlighten me, dude.
BDS has a better team.
Okay.
So if you mean to tell me that Monkey Moon, best player in Europe, by the way, according to you, best player in Europe with the better team, loses to a rookie. in his first ever RLCS tournament, and he's still the best player in the world? Nah. I mean, best player in Europe? Nah, I can't have that. Can't see that. Can't see that. You got too much veteran leadership. And like, we're getting to BDS in a little bit right now, but I just want to point out these numbers real fast, people. 44 goals for Seiko, 16 assists, 65 saves, 120 shots. What's the averages per game? Averaging 423, 1.05, a 1.55, and 3.67.
This man really.
Am I?
This man really. No, this man really went Max Kellerman real quick. All right.
Like if you look at it, no, but see, like, no, I'm better than Max Kellerman, though, because you gotta understand this too. Max just brings up the numbers, but see, I bring up the gameplay too. That man was a solo dominant performer. He literally controlled the pace. You rarely ever see that in this league, man. Whatever he's near the ball, it was my turn. It's like we're in free play now. It's my turn to go. This is me. You're gonna have to deal with me. They couldn't deal with him. And then you got people like Reddles on Twitter saying, and I quote, "I told Abchak and Archie that you were the best player in your region 2 weeks ago, and now you're proving me right. Thank you, at Seiko. See you boys in Sweden."
My goodness.
If Slater know, everybody else gotta know too. Best player in the region. Case has been proven.
If Slater knows.
If Slater
And
knows.
if you don't shut up talking to me, bro, if Slater knows. Listen, bro. Seiko might have performed, but consistency is what I need to see before I consider him the best player in the world. He might have been the best player in the regional. He might have been the best player in the regional. No, consistency, right? Right, Bates? No. We're not going to do this because in North America, you be like, it's a fluke. First killer not the best. Did you see Justin play? Come on, man. Talk about that. Come on, bro. Nah, consistency. I need to see it again. He needs to be consistently good in each regional.
I like those points. I like those. I'll come back to you in a little bit. The Babern.
Yeah, I think that kind of too early to tell. He won a regional. That's cool.
All right, interesting.
But, yeah, I think it's too early to tell. I need to see more.
Okay, I need to see more. All right, write that down too.
Yep.
He's like, I'm keeping these notes. Next regional, when he wins it again, come back to me.
To see more. All right, yeah. Is that all we have to say about that one?
Yeah.
Roll us over to the next segment, please.
Yeah, we will. So the team that we're going to talk about, a team that did better than Dignitas, but not better than Endpoint. That's Team BDS, where they lose in the finals. They did make the finals though, but they did lose in the finals, and they did kind of get. It was, I mean, they were 2 7-game series. I'm throwing some copium in there. It was 2 7-game series, you know. Yep. But also they should have won. Is this loss? The question is this loss representative of what is to come?
Can I go first?
Of course.
All right, since we're let me just look at these notes I just wrote down. All right, Raul said consistency. That is what we rate. And we need to see it again. Okay, yeah. All righty. Well, then let me do some metrics on BDS real fast. BDS twice has played a team that's in the same room as each other. Vitality was in the same room as each other at the European Championship online in June, and then Endpoint were in the same room that day on this past Sunday. And what happened? L.
2 different circumstances.
L and L again. L and L again. That's the consistency I'm seeing. I'm seeing the consistency. The consistency seems to me. The consistency seems to me.
Mark was at home on one and he was with them in the other. Both times on first time occasion.
Even worse. Now they're all in the same room. And they still can't win.
But that was the first time.
Oh, yeah. That was the first. Oh, yeah. Now we got to pat him on the back.
Where's the consistency there?
First time. Oh, hey.
I don't see the consistency, though.
Hey. But you know what I'm saying? Endpoint winning when they're all in the same room. That's a consistency. No virtuoso. And you put Seiko. That's a consistency. So, like, I can't be like...
I can't.
That's not consistent.
That was the first time.
That's all I can base it off of. That's all I can base it off of. That's consistency right there. That's all I need to see. Now, listen, the only consistency I'm seeing here is that when BDS plays another team that's in the same room, that's when they lose.
All right.
Am I wrong?
You're not. You're not.
I know I'm not wrong. And if I take that a step further, that just proves to my point, going back to that best player point, that like Monkey Moon, if you can't beat people online when they're all in the same room, what's gonna happen in LAN?
It's a team environment, right?
Oh, it's team environment now. So now it's not Monkey Moon's fault.
Huh? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. No. All 3 of them are responsible for losing, but it is a team environment. Just because, hold on, you could have the best player on a roster, But if that team mentally are not in sync, they're not going to play well. And you can definitely see a mental gap in BDS's face cams when they're getting scored.
Yeah, and it also falls on your best player in the world. But see, I mean, best player in Europe. But see, my best player in Europe, he looked pretty composed no matter what's happening. They're all giggling, say, "We got him still. We got that."
I hope so. When you have an underdog mentality, bro.
Okay, so I got a question. What happened in the series when they were up 3-1 in the second set? There was no underdog at that point. They were winning. They had to finish it, and they finished.
Bro, it's the same kind of mindset, bro. You got
There's no underdog at that point.
No, you are still an underdog the whole series, bro.
Roll the BDS tape, man. I'll let y'all talk. Here, gas him up. I'm not doing it.
Gas him up. Look at extra. Okay. I do have something to say. I watched this video back. I watched this the VOD back, and extra. I gotta apologize, man. I really do. You know, it was a long time ago, and I gave you a ranking that you did not deserve. You clearly deserve to be way higher on list, and yeah, that's on me, bro.
He look composed. He look composed there. I see some hands in the head, Bates. That's what I see in that clip.
That's what he is.
He's shaking it off. He's shaking it off. No. When Monkey Moon and them boys end up, hey, that's
Monkey Moon flipper said, "Oh no!" Come on, Bates.
Look at him. Look at that.
He like, look at him. Yeah, look at it. Man.
Listen, hey, they jump ahead a little bit. We back to business. What the heck you talking about? And listen, Monkey Moon got this on his team. Look at that triple touch. Oh my lord, extra. My goodness. Ooh, me, oh my. It don't get much better than that. Oh, come here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, excuse me. Let me take that go off you. Oh, Dig, where you at, baby? Nowhere to be found. The team saw Mark by a beautiful outlet at Monkey Moon. Finish that for me, please. Yes, sir. Like, they got the talent. They got the skill, but I can't say that they're just like this unbeatable with the best player in the world team or best player in EU team. But they always, when they seem as a late to be losing when it matters most. And that's why I'm gonna stick to it.
That's crazy, because I saw Seiko in the net when Monkey Moon was flip reset. Now Seiko know how to flip reset. He know where that ball is gonna go. How come he just didn't block it? That's crazy.
It's a good shot. He's a great player.
Okay, yeah, he is. It's Monkey Moon. We know that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is no, it's not representative of what is to come, because BDS are gonna come back and they're gonna come back better, come back stronger.
Okay,
that's absolutely right. Because guess what? They still won 7 games in both the series. So really, I mean, we talking about these two teams being close. No one is. I mean, you could say Endpoint's obviously the better one because they won that series at the end of the day, but I'd be surprised if BDS just don't completely dominate in the next event.
Yeah, you see Mark's tweet?
Where?
He said he had to adapt to a new controller.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think Endpoint might have taken advantage of that.
You think so? Okay. Mark had like 700 points in like their last game or something like that. By the way.
Yeah, no, but at the end where you wanted to point out his little mess up on that back wall where he backflipped and.
Oh, that wasn't even really his fault. I was just messing with him. That's more so when his teammates were leaving him back like that. He was in a 1v3. He was in terrible. He's just like he had no chance. Yeah. Like it was just very unlikely he would come away successful in that situation. So I don't even put that on him.
That's true. So I mean, well, Bates, is this loss representative of what is to come for BDS? You didn't really answer the question.
I think it's representative in terms of they're not going to dominate this region like they did last season. I think we all knew that. I also think that they should definitely be worried about the teams that are not as consistent as them in terms of rotation. BDS is one of the most sound rotational teams in the game. They rarely make mistakes. When they do, it usually is Mark double committed sometimes. That's just how Mark plays. That's that give and take you take with playing with an aggressive scorer like Mark. Sometimes he is just gonna go for a ball that you might not expect. You have a really great player, Monkey Moon, arguably the best in EU. I'm not putting him there. You got extra and then Mark as well, all solid. But really what it comes down to is it's just not going to be a walk in the park. And personally speaking, I thought Dignitas played a more sound offensive game, but RO is an offensive game at the moment. I don't know if it ever will be. But as long as they just fix a little bit of their rotations,
yeah,
BDS is in trouble in that series as well. And so it's just they're gonna have to work on some things. Also, I did like how they implemented demos, but in terms of them winning all the time, it's not gonna happen. In terms of them playing at lands and doing well, the jury's still out. But I think it's just representing in terms of they're just not going to be dominant. As like people like you were already saying, you expect them to come and just win the next one. I don't see that.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking at the Swiss, and you definitely have a point there too. They had a multiple 5-game series. They had like 3 of their 4 matches all with 5 games. Playoffs, they ended up only dropping a game until they went up against Endpoint, and then Endpoint were peaking, and then that happened. Yeah, they're peaking.
Okay, we're gonna see. Write that
Yeah.
down too. Peaking. All right.
Yeah, let's write down TBates. Let's just find a clip of TBates and his whole rant about recency bias, and then let's just play that as well while we're writing stuff down.
No recency bias.
The fact that a team just won a regional with a new roster, and that
I didn't say they were the best team. I didn't say they're the best team in the region.
But
Yeah,
said
but
they
you
had
were
the best
saying
player in the region on
It
their
is your
team
first
now.
time seeing him play.
First time seeing him play.
Yeah, and it was indicative of what a best player should look like.
All right, well, let's
But
see if the best
that-
player in the region could do it again then.
That's
We are gonna
still
see.
a recency bias.
So wait, so wait. Hold on. So if Endpoint does not win again, Seiko's still the best in the world in that region? Because you just told me Monkey Moon's been losing, so he can't be the best in the region. So if they don't win again,
Timeout.
oh,
The only
God.
reason I'm
Here we
holding
go.
that against
Timeout, he
Monkey Moon
lost.
like
All
that.
right.
No, I didn't lose because you misconstrued my
Timeout.
word. The only
Timeout.
reason I hold it against Monkey Moon a little bit, I still think Monkey Moon top 2. I put him at 2. The only and I would keep him at 1 if his team wasn't better than Endpoints. That's what I'm saying. And they had more experience.
Okay.
Now, if Seiko were to finish top 8 and lose, and he's still balling, I'm gonna keep him at that 1. At least for another regional, maybe 2. But if Monkey Moon had Seiko had swept teams, and if Monkey Moon had lost to like Seiko's BDS, probably say Monkey Moon was still the best. You're not playing with the same caliber roster on paper, at least in terms of experience as well. But you can't be losing that. You can't be losing to a fresh team and be the best, man. It doesn't work like that. Especially also when you're on the field with that other guy, and he looks better than you. Even though they both look really great. I'll give it that
Just
much.
like you write down notes. Let me jot this down. So
Okay.
when we go to the other side of the world, you're not making a different argument. I'm gonna keep you on track, all right?
Keep him on track. Keep him on track.
with it. It can't be flip flopping. All right.
Okay, listen. So a team that needs to really just find the train tracks is Vitality. They are just completely off the rails as of right now. We're gonna move on to them as our next topic. Vitality are in trouble. They have 40 points right now. We got the hashtag. Yeah, we got the V for victory under me.
Ain't no victory happening.
Yeah, and I didn't see one. I didn't see a V, a victory. I just saw a bunch of L's. And right now, the chances of making Sweden for Vitality seem very, very low. We have some Vitality clips, and we'll run those. But boys, how we feel? I mean, Raul, this is your team to win the whole Open.
Man,
Did you see that whiff on this clip, by the way? Just want to point that out real fast.
You got a replay? Oh, yeah,
Alpha.
let's see this.
Oh!
That's a giveaway of the ball, bro.
Man, I have no words for this roster. I heard FIFA 22's out, so someone's not playing the game. I'm not name shaming, but yeah, you get paid to play Rocket League. You should be on Rocket League and putting your hours up. This is non-excusable.
How's this goal?
You just won champs. I don't know what's happening in these clips, bro. Like this is not Rocket League. Like I don't know what they're doing. They look out of sync. They're just not meshing well. I have no words.
That's a good little defensive play, a little bit. A little
Yeah, a
fortunate
little
that they
bit.
can't shoot.
That actually was pretty. Yeah, I thought they were getting scored on for sure.
Probably should have gotten scored on, but they played well defense right there. But I think this really just goes to show that they're in trouble now. And it also goes to show that you always got to be putting in that time. I don't know exactly what they were doing in the off season. I'm not directly associated with them. But what I can say is that going 0-3 in your first RLCS event, and they only won 3 games too. Only 3 games total, 3-9 record. That's not very telling. I mean, look at this. That's way too easy. Everybody does that nowadays. Who was that off the backboard that just acted like he was going to? That was Alpha, wasn't it? Alpha pre-jumped it. Interesting. Everybody knows you play ball first. You just always play ball over there. You just messed over your teammate, Alpha. Come on now, you're better than that. I think we even talked about that last season on FT. But regardless, it just comes down to discipline for them. Maybe they all need to be in the same room again. give K-Dop that little bit extra energy. You know, he's a little bit more hungry when he's got his teammates right next to him. He can dap him up and cheer him on, scream for him. But in regards to answering that specific question, chances of Vitality making Sweden slim to none. Slim to none. The EU region is solid. It is solid. They would have to win the next one. Yeah. they're gonna have to win the next one in order to really give themselves a chance. And I mean, you want to break down the percentages of that? I'm sure our boy D-Rec can bust out some numbers or something along those type of lines. Octane, GG, somebody. But I'm not seeing the likelihood of that. They're just gonna have to get an ideal bracket. Gonna have to really ball out. And I don't know, I'm just not seeing it.
It's too much talent right now in Europe, or too many. Well, I won't say too much talent, but I will say like right now, like you can
definitely
tell.
talent.
Yeah, I said too
Talent
much.
and teams are hungry, bro. Teams are definitely hungry.
Teams are good. They're just like in EU. It's just rotation stuff, and I think more so and just some basic principles. But these teams are all like ridiculously good in that region. They could really go top 8 down. Like you look at it, and as Demar's pointing out, you got to mean like SK Gaming might do well next time. Vitality, Guild, Giants, Queso might make it. That swaps out. But then you still got the teams at the top that all made it in there. You got KC, Semper, Endpoint, BDS, Misfits, Evil Geniuses, Dignitas, and then even Williams was all played solid. Like, like these are all teams that can make top 8. I named off 12 teams. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just not gonna be some walk in the park for Vitality to just come in and win it like they used to do, at least.
Right. And they really did used to do it a lot. I mean, we talk about K-Dop. And this goes to, again, our next topic. K-Dop being one of the players that are always in the conversation, the greatest of all time. The GOAT. How much does this affect K-Dop in that GOAT status? Because this is like a big L. Like, again, missing out on Sweden, that has world's implications. And then, you're going to be kind of battling back for the rest of the season at this point. All because of just like a performance like this. I mean, it's not unrealistic, and you still have the wild card to play in, but no one wants to go to the wild card. I mean, people want to go there because they want to go to the World's event, but everybody will be so much more comfortable just showing what they can do on the world stage in an international environment, getting those reps in, and you have to go to majors in order to do that. So, I mean, with Vitality now having to play pretty much from behind, this is also me K-Dop's behind in that GOAT conversation.
For me, yes, he's definitely behind. He hasn't even passed the GOAT on this side of the ocean, right? Like Turbo got 4 rings, and he's still doing better than him in NA, all right, the major region, right? So Turbo, I think, is going to he's gonna make it to LAN. Just a pre-prediction. He's gonna make it to LAN, and he's just gonna this affects K-Dop's GOAT status. He's not gonna make it to LAN. Like you have to make it to where it matters, right? To even affect the GOAT status. So this is just terrible. I mean, if they come back swinging the next regional and they win it and then put themselves right back in the conversation of making that LAN, then sure. But right now it's looking rough. It's looking rough, but he's still in top 3 GOAT status, man. Like he's still up there. But
I think y'all both make some solid points, and they're hard to. They're not hard to dispute, but they are disputable, and I am going to dispute them. And I'm gonna tell you why. I both believe you're wrong, and just that it's just a major. Like it matters that it's the first. It's really they're all hyped up because they're all majors, and especially this one being the first LAN, and almost it'll be 2 years. 2 years when that first LAN happens, and so like this one has a little bit more of an over glorification, but there's always the wild card, and it's just the first. It's just the first split. Vitality, for most part, I think the second split of RLCS X, and then the third split they were okay. First one they were solid, I think, but other than that, the second and third one they were okay the whole entire way. But once the championship came around, they were ready, and that's really what it comes down to. It really comes down to once Worlds happens. what's K-Dub going to bring to the table? And we all know K-Dub at LAN, boy, ball out, especially when World's on the line. Now, you bring up the envy point about Turbo. I understand Turbo has more rings and all that, but to compare them now, it's a little bit hard because, I mean, for me personally, I think Turbo's got some better teammates. But with that being said, that's not putting any shame on what Turbo brings to the roster, and they both perform drastically and admirably for their teams. But I don't think this really is going to affect them too much. I mean, I think that as long as they go outperform, do way better than they did this time around, which I know they will. I mean, they might miss on this major. It happens. He's not going to be at the first LAN in 2 years. It happens. It'll be a learning experience for him, a little bit of humbling experience, but they just came fresh off a European championship that basically nobody thought they were going to win. So I don't think it affects his GOAT status at all. I think the GOAT status is up in the air specifically for this season. Okay. In between those two, at least. I don't think anyone else really has a chance at claiming it, but whoever comes out, like this hypothetical, give you a hypothetical scenario. If Envy were to win every single major in NA, but then they lose the world championship to Vitality, and Vitality doesn't win any majors, but they win the world championship, K-Dub's the GOAT. World championship holds way more weight than a major.
I agree.
So like I can't put too much stock into this affecting his GOAT status. He would have to do absolutely terrible this whole entire season.
He would have to like not make the LAN.
He have to not make Worlds, and then
that's
valid. As long as he's at Worlds and he has a chance to go for it,
he's
still in the conversation. Now, if he's just not there, he's out of the conversation. But I don't think it's too big on him.
You know what? You swayed me. I think you're onto something.
Wait, pause. You mean to tell me the law school's working?
The law school's working. The debate. Debate with TBates.
Oh man, that's funny.
I was like, you know what? It was like one of those things where it's like when the villain making a great point, you like,
oh, it was valid. It was valid. Like, it definitely was valid.
He was up to something there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think you make a great point. I think that, it's up in the air. It's up in the air because so many things lead into each other, and there's just too many variables of what's happening right now to really just say, oh no, like you're completely done. No, there's it's a long season. So I think this will just be the start, and then we can come back to this many months down the line and then talk about Vitality. Like, let's say they do well, we could talk about how they had this poor start and just
right.
Like kind
of that's a storyline in and of itself.
Right, that road to success. So yeah, well, I mean, we'll see exactly if Vitality can't find that V for victory and really regain before Sweden hits. Maybe they can go on a run and make it all the way through. But it's time to move on to a new topic, close one. Where
Can I take the reins for this one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so before we roll the clips, I just wanted to point out that these are highlights from this weekend. I don't believe either of the guys have seen any of these clips. These are some of the best plays of this previous weekend.
I haven't seen them.
We really just wanted to show how great everybody is in Rocket League, and that people rarely if ever make mistakes. So, Koji, if you would do the honor.
All right, let's see this. I'm excited.
How many clips is it?
Probably about 8.
Okay. 9. Oh.
Dang, top corner. Gee. Oh my gosh. He was mad when he hit that ball.
This is a CRL clip.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. They didn't score that.
They did it.
Bro, he faked the whole team and they didn't score. That was clean though.
Who saved that? He was strong.
That's a good shot. That's a good pass. Actually, that's what BDS does great. Actually, no, it wasn't a good pass.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, it was a good pass, but Monkey Moon. Ryzek messed up a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta touch out.
Now we're gonna get to the funny parts. Because also in these clips, we have a little bit of bloopers. Here.
Read. Oh.
Wait,
Okay.
no, don't miss this. Don't miss this.
Okay.
Easy walk in. Oh no.
Huh?
Toodles! Prime, where are you going? This Mr. Replay, Prime, just challenge the ball, please. Prime, I'm gonna drive all the way there. Oh no!
Wait, where's he going?
I don't know where he's going. Took
a last second right turn.
That's a game 7 overtime. You're done.
You're done.
Oh, look at Scrub. Wait,
Oh,
Scrub, you're
Scrub,
too
where
far
you
up.
going?
Again.
Again.
Scrub,
What is it?
stop being so
Again.
far up. Back up, please. Look at you.
Take a
Look at him. He's so
step
out of
back.
position. Why are you all the way over there, Scrub? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. I'm not understanding that, Scrub.
You have to stick the head out the window after that
What is
one.
this one?
What is this one? Oh, okay.
No, no.
Whoa!
That's an unfortunate misplay. Hey, chat, if you ever make a backflip in ranks, just know the pros do it too. Prime, where are you going?
Look, you should have seen Prime camera. He like looked off to the side, like took a sip of the water.
Prime is not
Oh
prime.
no. Is this the own goal double touch Radosin?
Oh.
Nice shot though. Oh.
Unfortunately, Radosin was aiming at the wrong goal right there. It's okay.
All right, we're
Yeah.
running it back. Part 2. Let's see it again.
Oh my goodness.
Boing,
The
boing,
purpose
boing.
of that
bad,
clip is on there is because BDS was just driving around. This save is crazy though.
No,
I cannot
facts.
believe
Who
this.
is this? He's strong, bro.
said,
Look at him. Not on me.
Is that Whale of a Mizzou?
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
Will.
CRL clip. Catch it on Wednesdays and Thursdays
That's
and
what I call
Fridays
it,
on the
Whale.
CCA stream.
Oh my
That's a good
goodness.
class. But also, Isaac should just take a little bit more time with that ball right there.
Rizek.
Really, it's
Yeah.
Rizek's just
Yeah,
too
he
much panic.
does.
Too much panic.
Yeah, he gave it way too
And that's
far.
what teams give BDS. I mean, you can't give them that, man. This is funny. Gotta slot it. Gotta slot it. Who missed that? Who missed that?
Don't-
Was it
that
Cash?
Arju?
Was it Cash or was it Arju?
I don't know
Arju.
who it was.
I hope Cash isn't missing that. Cash, help.
Cash out.
Wait, who that? Cash, why did you jump for that? I just saw that. Cash, why did you jump for that?
Come on, Cash.
I still can't get over this play. Prime, man. All right, that's the last time I ever bring it up. Prime, we'll let you go from that from now on. We'll let you go. That was a great run by Williams was off. We really gotta give it to him. And that's
definitely
something
will.
that a lot of teams really need to take into account.
The ball.
They were down 3-0 or 3-1.
Let me see.
And they fought back to get all their way. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
they were down
dedication.
3-0.
I want Scrub. I want Dickinson to save this clip and just watch it over again, and you'll realize what you need to work on. This club. My man's just way too far up. That is too easy. Y'all just gave him that. Oh my gosh, you give him it every single time.
FaZe gets so mad when
Oh, this
BDS
is-
wins.
Oh,
No, I don't get mad when BDS wins. I don't care. It's just the overglorification happens, and it's off of stuff like that. Did they even do anything on that play? No.
No, but that's why you get mad. It's
Yeah,
because it's like
because people
silly
don't look at
mistakes
the,
the other team's making.
Right, and then people don't look at those issues. They just assume and reduce them with the highlight of the weekend.
Oh goodness.
I got it. Oh, wait.
Oh man, that's just a little bit of bloopers, a little bit of fun. Yeah, I just felt like putting that in there.
No, that was funny.
Shows that even though RLCS pros are human and they do make mistakes, everybody in chat. So yeah, just because your guy in ranked makes a little bit of a mistake, don't be too hard on him. It happens to all of us.
Listen, the talent team. We're gonna do this next week too. I gotta get my boys. I gotta get them in check. Thankfully, we didn't do it this week, but we'll do it next week. As well. I either want to do something with them because they say funny stuff all the time, including me. Or like do something like with their outfits because we always talk about that stuff too. But another thing that we need to talk about is the recap of all of the other regions that happened over the course of this weekend. Because as you guys know, when it comes to the weekend, it's like Rocket League almost 24/7. There's something going on all the time.
Facts.
And we have South America this weekend, Sub-Saharan Africa in APAC North, and we are going to end up showing all those images. We'll start with the SAM bracket, so you can see Furia. We have a nice decal actually in the shop. They end up just taking things smooth sailing there for Furia as they are on top. I mean, if True Neutral's not there, Furia was that next team up, and they definitely showed that. So really good on Furia. It's Bates.
Yeah, I mean, there's the best team in the region. Really, not much else to say. I would think Arrow would be a little bit better than Noble, personally speaking. But I mean, maybe they're actually closer than I would think. But it doesn't really matter because as you can see, Furia just is gonna dominate out of them. So it is what it is over there in the SAM region. I don't think there's really gonna be anybody that can test them.
Yeah. And then of course we have Sub-Saharan Africa, who also ended up playing. And again, Sub-Saharan Africa is definitely a new region. This is the first time we've seen them play. The Orlando Pirates end up completely dominating, or for the most part. They have a team called Water. They have and one called Out of Retirement. That's actually lit. Orgless org logo here. Wait, some of these are actually pretty funny.
They got jokes, bro.
No,
That's
for
good.
real. Sign us, please.
Yeah, I mean, there's a new region, and they got some work cut out for them in terms of just improvement. But you can tell they're all having fun with it, though, which I love. I love to see that. And hopefully they keep on improving. I guess I'm not too sure.
Yeah, well,
we gotta see them versus like the actual world to like put them on a scale, you know.
that's true. We definitely need to see that. And then of course we have APAC North that ended up playing, and this is of course, if you guys are familiar with Realize's team, Tokyo Verde, they ended up winning that regional, that the fall regional, and I actually got a chance to watch some APAC North when we ended up when I just ended up having free time. I woke up early in the morning, and I say their region's pretty good. I like how they look so far, but I think like when it comes to the individual mechanics, like they have good reads off the wall, right? They can get up off the wall fast, but I think I didn't really see too many solo plays from them at all. Doomsy is actually on Hilltop Picnic, and they ended up getting second, which is really interesting. That Hilltop Picnic team is definitely one to keep an eye on. But yeah, Tokyo Verde, Realize, Maru, and Tinhao. If you guys watched Champs, you guys saw that team in action, and they still look just as good as ever. As they take first place, and they're in the driver's seat for APAC North.
Doomsy's coming back. Look at Doomsy. That's inspirational. I'm excited to see these regions perform and to see who's the consistent top dog in the region. I'm really excited to see how they perform at the LAN as well this season.
I think Tokyo Verde is just gonna win it every single time. As you got a little bit of clips here. A nice shot by Renan. And I really have to go and just listen to all these broadcasts and really get everybody's alias pronunciation down. I mean, not want to be mispronouncing anybody.
I felt that.
There's a shot. Ooh.
Wait.
That was almost saved.
Who was the turtle in the net? Someone's upside
was
down.
that my boy Yan with the pass? Oh, it was Card.
Who's upside down? Oh. Sad.
Sad. You're looking sad in the net right there, buddy. Upside down turtle style. Don't do that.
Oh, goodness.
A little shot by Echo. Oracle is at the top left. That's kind of clean, too. Ooh, look at his overlay.
Yeah, hold on. He said, I got a flip. Let me use it real quick.
Decent little goal right there from them. ATK, Rocket League, Orlando Pirates here. Decent shot. I mean, if we could just tell by watching, though, it's not on the same level as the best of the best yet. But
Yeah.
that's a good shot, though. That's a good shot.
Yeah, it's nice reading.
Rocking the season 14 floor destroyer. That's probably the first time that's ever hit a RLCS straight.
Facts. Is this Doomsy getting scored on?
Oh,
Oh gosh. Doomsy.
Oh, was Doomsy up in the sky?
Yeah, he was up in the sky.
Doomsy, you're getting hard dusted right there every single time. Where are you going?
Look at Burn. He turned
Burn.
and he burned.
I know. Doomsy was the one who got caught out. I caught on a little bit of flames.
All right, we got one Hilltop Picnic Tokyo Verde. This was in the grand finals. And,
Doomsy, not again.
Realize he's styling on him.
Doomsy, you gotta get out the highlight room, man. You're on the wrong side of it.
Doomsy got burned and needs to realize.
Oh my God! Look at
Realize
that.
just made you look silly. Oh,
That's a poster.
that is a poster. Realize can go back in that replay and take some screenshots and really edit that shot to make it look so cold.
That's crazy.
For the series too. So I mean, yeah, but that's the more said. You got Rocket League basically 24/7 once Fridays come around every single week.
Yeah, and then of course we want to jump into it and talk about Furia because they are dominating the South American region right now, and Furia again. That team looks. I mean, Card, Kyle, and Yanks. That's actually the one I can't pronounce. Yannick. I don't know if it's Yannick's or Yanks. But
Might be Yan.
yeah, Yan is a nice short term.
Mhm.
I do like that, but they look really good. And honestly, since that gap is there for True Neutral, they have free reign. But I am really interested to see what they look like in the overall like world stage when Sweden comes around, because I think that team has been constantly improving. We've seen them play in like individually playing like North American ranked servers, of course. But looking at them, they just seem to be as on top as ever as they come out of this first one. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts?
You got Kyle, Card, two long name stays in that region, and then you add a young mechanical goat that I know
he loves mechanics.
Johnny specifically has been talking about for so long. So I mean, he just fits right in and dominates the region. The second place team from last season. I mean, there was like two big names from South America, two big teams that from South America that everybody always pointed out, and I mean, they're taking the overall reins of the region.
So how they gonna do when they play everybody else?
Oh, I don't. I think. Say, look, True Neutral came up, you know, and they perform. They're performing. I think Furia could perform when they perform against everybody else. When they play against everybody, I think they.
What
could.
is performing?
All right, so like when you at a Lens, it's gonna be top 16. I think I'll give them. I could see him around the like a 8 to 12 range. 8 to 12 range.
All right, good. I can see him. I can see him doing that as well. Probably top 8. Probably. I'm not in the top 8. Like in 8th, the highest. They can go. They might do awful with the first one. You never know. It took a True Neutral a little while to get acclimated to the NAC, but I mean, they're definitely can compete with them. But also, I still think that True Neutral is better than Furia still. So it's gonna be an interesting metric. But at least True Neutral set a bar that they could base the SAM region on in terms of the top teams, and they pop off. They perform admirably and to the best of their ability. I can see like an 8th, but realistically, more so probably like a 13 for me, 13, 12.
Yeah.
At least for the first one. But that's just the first one. We don't know how anybody's going to look and land. They might be absolute world beaters. What's this dude looking for?
Just making sure CJ is nowhere around. That's all. I was just making sure that he wasn't here at all. So we don't have any nonsense. But yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that they look like they probably at a live event, because you got to think, right? We have all of the newer regions coming in, the APAC region, Sub-Saharan Africa, and OCE as well. So some of these spots are already going to be kind of like taken up anyways. And then like I think South America performs better than like those 3 regions that I've mentioned. That being said, it's been a while since I've like really kind of tuned in hardcore to OCE. So I could be wrong on that regard. But besides that, I think that they do have a chance, especially if they are playing on the level that True Neutral is playing on, or at least close enough to that, they could shake things up. But yeah, I'd slide them around the same range. So they're dominating South America right now. We'll see if they can do some damage come Sweden time. Another thing, obviously, we talked about Doomsy a little bit because it's great to see Doomsy. Doomsy is back in the RLCS. I've always seen Doomsy just around, whether he was just doing edits for like, I think he was doing them for Torrent for a time. He might still be doing that, but seeing him and his team compete in the APAC region is actually really interesting, and seeing them do well to make top 2 in APAC North is also exciting, because again, a lot of people are fans of Doomsday. He's been in the game a very long time, and of course that means he can still play Rocket League. That being said, there's only going to be like 1 APAC slot come majors, and
he won't be in it.
Yeah, so
unfortunate.
Yeah, that was that's the base way of putting it. I was gonna say that's the nice way of putting it, but I was like, no, that's the base way of putting it. That's definitely the base way of putting it. But it's still cool to see,
I was gonna say there was nothing nice about that. He said he's just not gonna be in it. Like there's
I mean, it just sometimes we just gotta tell the truth on these matters. You can't be giving people any false hope. Now, if he wants to prove me wrong, go ahead. I will eat my words, but I just don't see it happening. Tokyo Verde will be the team that takes that spot.
That's true. So we'll keep an eye on the APAC region and see just exactly how things head up as the next coming weeks. Obviously, next thing it will be APAC South. But we got to move on to Collegiate Rocket League, because CRL has been going on, and it was an interesting week last week. One of the big things that ended up happening was Northwood falling to Seton Hall. We're familiar with one of the players on Seton Hall, Stokely, as we've all known him, as he's been, an up and coming, player in the Rocket League scene for a little while. Is his first year on Seton Hall. He's a freshman. He's doing apparently a pretty good job. He took down Northwood Blue, which I've let me think. Is it Buddy Pirates and Hockey?
That's correct.
That's the team. And not only did he take them down, he did it in a sweep, as far as I know. That was actually
it was a sweep, all right. 3-0.
That was pretty crazy. Yeah. I believe we have a clip of that actually to show up.
It's a game winner.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
sweet.
It's just empty. We'll take them. We'll take them. I think they shut him out the rest of this game. I'm not too positive. I don't know where Hockey's jumping to. Hockey. Sheesh. I just want to point out that this is really what CRL is about, man. You got a load of roster on Northwood. Probably nobody expects them to lose except when they play themselves. Northwood White, that's Lion Blaze, CRL, and Noxus. And you come out there and you beat them. It's like the same underdog story as when Endpoint beat BDS, man. You take it to the team. You don't just let them walk over you. They might be actually better than you. They might have be the team with more experience. They have more RLCS experience. They play the game longer. They might even be the better players. It doesn't matter. You go out there and you compete. You compete every single second. You're out there on that field. You give it your all, and sometimes you come away victorious. And that's really the beauty of Collegiate Rocket League. And I was just so happy for my boy Stokely. Tone and Froze, they played admirably as well. And it just, you really got to tip your cap to him. I tip my beanie to him and say, I was proud of y'all. I just love to see that. And hopefully that humbles Northwood a little bit. And really just lets other teams know that they can be beaten. Everybody can be beaten in CRL. Nobody's unbeatable. I don't care. No, okay, never mind. I do care. If somehow NRG start playing CRL, none of you are winning. But but at the moment, that's not the case. So you just go out there, compete, and make some content too. Let's make some content on CRL. Let's get the content machine back rolling. That's what CRL is really, really about. The origin of Bates. I come from the land of Collegiate.
The origin of Bates.
I come from the land of Collegiate, and that's just what we did. So yeah, just do that. But CRL's getting interesting. Outside of UCF, I feel sorry for Galaxy. It doesn't seem like it's gonna turn around anytime soon. But I look.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, he said it, not me.
I'm proud of Paulie. Got a lot of love for Paulie. And yeah, I think that's just a case of a team just not respecting their opponent. And Paulie he's like, I'm gonna smack you in the face if you let me. So, and that's exactly what Paulie did. Paulie, you go ahead and work. You two, Tone and Froze, you guys have great team chemistry to sweep somebody. Like, you guys have to be on point with each other to be able to do that. So, good stuff. Keep it moving.
That's right.
Sure.
You said what?
Oh, I was just gonna tell chat, make sure to tune in CRL tomorrow and on Thursday. Squad streaming with the CCA, and on Fridays on College Carball. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, something like that.
That's right. That's right. CRL continues. So be sure to tune in to keep up week by week, and so that when we talk about it, you know what we're talking about. Because I don't want to hear woo 1247 writing a paragraph about why we talk about CRL when you don't watch it. Go watch it. And if you guys are big channel point heads and you love to get your channel points up, if you
your RLCS betting.
Yeah, for your RLCS betting, you can get a lot of channel points if you watch CRL and drops into, but I digress. Moving on to North America, we got a regional coming up. The quals already happened. But before we get into what is coming up, let's just take one quick jump back at the North America leaderboard, because we have that up ahead and we can just see where everybody is standing at currently. So, of course, FaZe Clan on top, the general NRG at second, and you can follow the rest of the list down. And already, I'll just be honest, some of these teams that were here are not here anymore in this regional too. I believe we are missing a Integrity, Team DVS, and a Rebellion. Also, we're missing a Charlotte Phoenix as well. Some of those teams have been replaced by Vibrance, E United, Nefarious, and RBG, which again we talked about. Stokely playing on Seton Hall. He's on that RBG Esports roster that's going to be playing.
Good week of RL for Stoke.
Yeah, so yeah, like TBates said, big week of Rocket League. But I mean, gentlemen, let's kind of talk about it a little bit, because I mean, should we talk about exactly like this and all the new teams, or do you want to just jump into kind of like something that was really big this week?
Oh, I just wanted to say that I mean, none of these teams. It just shows that at least the bottomish part of the NA, you got a lot of competition there, and nobody's safe. But for the top, I don't think anything's really gonna switch like ever. It's gonna be the same thing, the same show, just like in RLCS X. The top teams are always gonna be there, and then it's just gonna be probably from about 10 to 16 that are changing, with the potential of doing better on that actual weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I think the bottom half is kind of interchangeable depending on who's playing well in those quals, and who shows up in those quals, and then the kind of the top half. You're gonna get used to those names, especially like top 8. You're gonna see them really often, but yeah, a lot of surprises in those quals. But the big news, let's get to that.
Yeah, right. This is definitely some probably one of the craziest things to happen in this season so far. We talk about the quals, right? And the team, we already set the teams that made it through, but teams that didn't, like Accelerate, Pittsburgh Knights. The biggest one, the team that only won a single game, but of course lost all 3 series, went 1-9, were Shopify Rebellion. But not only did that happen, but shortly after that happened, there was news on the roster, and that news was BeastMode no longer being a part of Shopify Rebellion. The team made a statement. They made a statement on Twitter about BeastMode leaving the roster, but then BeastMode also made his own tweet longer of course, him the reasonings to why he's no longer a part of Shopify. So for me, I'm gonna leave it up to you two to kind of talk about it real quick in terms of just like this news, because it kind of came out of nowhere. BeastMode was he was a star player for Shopify Rebellion. He's one of those people you think of when you think of that team. Obviously, Rapid and Memory in their own respects are very good players, but everybody knew once BeastMode was a part of that roster, it would be elevated, and it was for a while. To see him leave so suddenly is very shocking to most people.
I mean, yeah, it's 100% shocking in every single way. You look at a team like Shopify, they almost made champs last season, right? They were a place away, and everybody had the expectation. What happened?
A goal away.
A goal away, and everybody had this expectations coming into this season, or at least a lot of people had expectations coming into this season. They would compete to make worlds, and that's at the end of the season. Like, they just gradually improved throughout the whole last season, and this season you had high hopes. And to see BeastMode and reading his tweet longer, he's talking about his mental and taking a break from the game to do things he enjoys, and that's all nice. That's all nice, and you need to do that as anybody who's dealing with mental health. You got to focus on that, because that's the utmost important thing in life, is to make sure that you're happy and you're happy doing what you want to do. So credit to BeastMode for taking that step. But this is a tough loss for Shopify. Shopify is, I'm not sure if we're gonna see Shopify at the top for a while, because BeastMode is a big part of this roster. Bates, go ahead and take your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, in his tweet longer, he's focusing on his mental health, saying he wasn't happy with really anything involving the environment that he was in, and that wanted out. And you gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. And it just also, there's another layer to this. I think in the grand scheme of this, everybody's watching, but you gotta always remember that these are young people that are playing and competing at this level. It's not necessarily everybody's 20 or 21, young adults making their way through life. These are people that are still in high school. You're still trying to see your friends. You're still going through it may be some emotional growth, some physical growth. and you're really just growing as a person. It's a real maturation process, and in terms of that's a lot that goes on to a young person's mental, and it's a lot to handle. Like you got to school, you wake up early morning at 6, 7, you got to be there for 2:40, then you got to get back in, you got to scrim for 2 hours, you got to play the game as well, then you got to focus on your studies. That's not much time to see your family. That BeastMode said, see your friends, being able to do things outside of Rocket League. And I think a lot of people need to remember that. I think we all see that, yeah, he's professional. He's doing things that most people would dream to do when they were when they were 16, or when they get to 16. He's playing a game that he really does love. As he says, he's still gonna be playing it in his spare time. But there's also other factors that go into that. It's not just about making it to the league. It's not just about being a pro. It's about he is still human, and that there are other things outside of playing Rocket League that he wants to do, especially at this specific moment of time. He's not saying he's leaving the game, but he just really wants to focus on those things. You got to respect it. And I think that's what a lot of people really need to take into account when they're before they just judge immediately and saying that he's like ungrateful or something like that. It's more of this than just a game, more than just Rocket League. When I was 16, I know I wanted to see my friends and hang out with everybody and see my family as well. Because it's just something that you got people understand. And I think a decision for him to make, and he made a decision for himself, and nobody can be mad at that.
Yeah. I think a lot of times people can get people can get really wrapped up in everything that involves the league, and honestly, respectfully so. It's good to be invested in the league and like the players and follow them and things like that. But at the end of the day, you got to think about things outside the game, and there's a lot. There's a lot of life out there. Okay, some of you guys should go look at it sometime. And I think for Beast Mode, maybe that was something that he wasn't doing a lot. He wasn't, like Bates said, he wasn't hanging around with his friends and doing things like that. And uh, that can be very important. That can be something that completely just like changes your mind and stuff like that. Maybe he was missing out on a lot of things because of like scrims or shows or
You got to stay in for a weekend, right?
You know what I mean?
Like instead of him going hang out with his friends, he got to play RL over the weekend. Granted, that's his job, but at the same time, he's a young person, young man, and so like might want to go hang with his friends still. He might not want to give that up already this early into his life. So it's various factors that go into that. So
yeah. And of course, we're hearing, everybody is hearing perspectives. You're reading twit longers, but as always, there's a deeper layer to a lot of stuff that goes on when it's something is like this. So if anything, you can just take things at face value for what they are, and also just understand that you probably will never know the full story behind everything unless somebody just like does a documentary or something. But that being said, I think
what are they doing? They doing ESPN 30 for 30. What would it be called on Rocket League? Somebody did like Rocket League documentaries like 20 years down the line. Like imagine a Garrett G documentary when he's 45 or something like that, talking about the run.
The run.
Talking about how before he wins his 5 rings or something like that. Yeah, there's a time where I didn't think I was winning anything, but then there's this tweet back in 2018 November where I said I'm not stopping until I lift that trophy. And let me tell you.
I didn't stop.
Yeah, and now he holds his hand at 5 or something like that. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much our takes on the Beast Mode Shopify situation. Another topic is, should teams start to value the sub position more? Because now you look at it again, losing their star player, Rebellion. I mean, they're already in trouble. They're in huge trouble. Maybe this could have been avoided. Maybe they could have been playing with the sub a little bit more before this decision was like fully made. There's a lot of different questions into it. But when you do have a situation that happens like this, you should want to be prepared. And that's the question I pose to you guys. Should teams value that sub spot more in case something like this happens?
I think it's extremely hard to obtain a player of a top 5 caliber like Beast Mode is, right? You're not gonna get that out of a sub, or it's extremely rare to have a sub come in and perform like someone of a Beast Mode caliber. But to have a sub, right, where he will take the reins for now to be a replacement, like easily replaced in the future. I mean, you could find that, and I think having a sub that can play that is important. But it's so hard because players who have that skill want to compete and they want to start on a roster. So it's extremely hard to have that. I think the value of a sub position is is high, but it's just hard in Rocket League because good players want to play on the field. They want to be on a team to start. So yeah.
I see. See, me, I feel like teams should take the sub position a little bit more seriously because in certain circumstances like this happen, I don't think anybody ever expects for the scenario to happen, but you always have to prepare for the worst case scenario, and it did. And now Shopify, as we all saw, they didn't even make the top 16. And there's a good chance they probably won't make it again. So, I mean, I think it should go further than just friendship to somebody who could just fill a spot and play for a tag. Personally speaking, like for example, like United, I'm always ready. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if any of the boys ever be sick or something, they know they can slot me in. It's gonna be perfectly fine. And like that's something you need that insurance and you need that insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? Why do you leave? Why do you leave?
My bad.
I'm speaking facts though.
Huh?
I'm speaking facts.
Yeah, you beat FaZe last season. You definitely
yeah. I know. I'm on call whenever I'm always there. And like
He's
and
ready to
that's
perform.
that's just like the thing. I believe Raul has a great point that you're never gonna find that really high skill level sub. And he also has a great point in that it's hard to even find a solid bubble level sub because they usually just want to try to compete for themselves and make a name for themselves. But I mean, at some point, maybe orgs, maybe players, you can at least get like some type of deal made for the sub where they get a little bit of compensation, a little bit of work, a little bit of more reps than normal, so they can still improve their game while also being available for you. 'Cause I think a lot of people could actually benefit from that more so than just playing with the people who might not be the best and trying to make a name for themselves on that team when you could really begin that tutelage that is maybe a little bit of scrimmage reps with some of the best against some of the best of the best that you wouldn't get playing on that bubble team. And then after the season's over, you go apply that somewhere else. I think that could be like a valid thing that teams could do if anybody ever wants to take that step. But I think this just shows that subs are important. And now Shopify has a lot of work cut out to do. And I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off this split. And who knows what's going to happen next one.
That's right. So yeah, I think you guys make great points on that, and I have to agree. Not everybody can get a sub like TBates that can beat FaZe, and I think that looking at this is going to be something that leads us into our next topic, which is who does have the best chance of knocking off FaZe? Is it E United with TBates? Will they have to slot them in for a series? Because Bates,
listen, FK ain't trying to see me.
Oh. They might have to. Oh,
FK ain't trying to see me on low hours. I'm playing. I'm not gonna be that blessed. I'm not ready. I ain't playing him. That's a different level. Listen, I understand where I'm at. I understand. And they can sub me in. I'm not confident. No, I'm not.
Bates not confident? All right, that's when you know. That's when you know.
I'll go in with my head held high, but don't be surprised when we get swept. No.
That's funny, bro.
Okay, so maybe not Bates, but is there anyone else? That's the question.
I think there's a handful of teams that can.
What's the best? Not a handful. Who's the best?
Nah, but the best for me personally is SSG. I said that. Hey, I watched them play. I think they got what it takes, man. The bumps, the demos. You saw FaZe play last regional. A bunch of pre-jump saves. They were ridiculous on defense, and that's all credit to them for doing that, for being able to do that and then perform on offense when they need to, right? But I think SSG, the way they play offense, when they get on that counterattack, they look to abuse you, stealing your boost, demoing you, getting you out of the net. And I think that is what's important when you're playing against FaZe. AJ made so many ridiculous saves. First Killer, so many ridiculous saves. But I think just deleting them out of the net, that gives you the best chance because they ain't nobody there to pre-jump no more. So I think I think Space Station is my pick.
Great pick there. Go ahead, the Babber. Pick your energy.
So my pick, I think it's the machine.
Ooh,
really?
I think it's the machine. I think I thought about this for a while, and I'll be honest. I love the Journal NRG. Okay, I'll see you guys this weekend. But
this is sacrilegious what he's doing.
It's not sacrilegious. It's not sacrilegious. But what I think is, in terms of the machine, I think that they have that play style that just kind of, I think it really challenges FaZe sometimes. I think, Miss is a great defender. I like how they move up the field, and I think that the machine kind of, like most teams, were caught a little bit off guard. And I think that hopefully, for their sake, this regional, they do have those different changes and those adaptations. They feel more confident on the field because when they are playing well and they are playing confident, I think they can lock down a team like FaZe Clan better than any of these other teams.
Okay.
I see. This is interesting, man. I'm looking at this stat sheet right now, and I'm not too certain how FaZe has so many goals. This must be because they played the most games. It's got to be. Surely.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I hope. If that's the case, then they've scored a lot of goals. They have 99 goals. Next closest was 81. But it has to be because they played so much. Anyways, in terms of the best chance, I mean, Dazerin, you said it already. You already know where I'm going. The machine. Easy, plain simple. Sweep them underneath the rug. Listen, I already told y'all last week. I said Envy played the best out of everybody against FaZe. FaZe just having the greatest series of their lifetimes. First killer said Negative Angle Redirect has the best goalkeeper in the world, shaking his head like he's blinking like is that on my net? Like he just not wasn't expecting it. I don't know what else to say about that. Like if that's what it takes to beat the machine, then I mean, God, clap my hands. Congratulations, FaZe. You deserve that. You deserve that regional, and I'll give it to you. But let me tell you right now, it's gonna be different this next time. You want to know why? Because first killer, you won't be making no shots again, and if you do, Miss will be ready for him.
Oof.
You might be one of the best offensive players in the world, but he's the best defensive player in the world by far. He's also the best player in the world, solid one.
By far. Wait. Hold on. Wait. By far is crazy, but but go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, back to what I was saying. And then you got Atomic on Fennec. He's playing solid. And Turbo, you got the 4-time for a reason. I mean, it just is what it is. FaZe, I picked you to win the first regional. I respect the heck out of you. And I knew that you were going to perform. FK, AJ, I already said that. That's like a LeBron, Kyrie type duo. And then then I'm going to call Alu. I'm calling Alu K-Love. They got like the 2016 Cavs out there. They got like the 2016 Cavs out there. But the machine's well in order and polished. They're like the Warriors before they started winning. Once the machine figures out how to win majors consistently, or win a major, let's start with that first. Win a major. Then they'll be ready. They'll be ready come World time. And I think they already know how to win regionals. And let me tell you right now, the machine winning this next regional. Just that simple. They'll be knocking off FaZe in the grand finals. Called it.
Oh, that's the prediction.
Wow.
Right. The prediction came strong from base. The machine will knock FaZe off in the grand finals.
Do I have a matchup sheet? I'm trying to look at a matchup sheet. Yeah. That's the case.
What you thinking? Is he wrong?
The only thing I think he's wrong on, I don't think FaZe are going to make the grand finals.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think FaZe. I think the machine makes the grand finals. I don't think FaZe do. I think machine. I think it'd probably be machine. I think it'd be machine in RG grand finals. I think
the machine's gonna knock out FaZe in like the semis or the quarters.
Yeah. They'll run into them in the semis, and then the machine will go to work, and then there'll be machine in RG finals. So that's where I'm going with that one.
You know, also, you know what? You see, like some people, they think I just be talking on my behind, man. Let me tell you something. Envy actually has a positive goal difference in comparison to FaZe. They have 3 more goals than them. So they average more goals against them, and they genuinely also have just better stats in total. They have a higher shooting percentage. No, they have a lower shooting percentage by a little. And then the assists are about the same. So I mean, Envy's putting the pressure on their scoring. It's just the fact that FaZe just were able to come across and win those overtimes that last time, and that's just them balls don't always bounce your way, first killer. That's all I gotta say. And the machines is a consistent team. We always know they're gonna be at the top. FaZe, we're gonna see if you can stay up there.
Solid.
Who were y'all's picks, by the way?
He had to win the thing.
You said NRG, right? You just said NRG is gonna be FaZe in the finals.
Yeah. No, NRG would be Envy in the finals.
Oh, Envy.
He somehow managed to sneak the NRG up in the general. He said, look. You see what he did there? I wasn't even notice. I was looking at the stats. He went, and he said the machine's a good matchup for FaZe. FaZe can't beat NRG, but the machine can beat FaZe. So as long as the machine handles FaZe, then NRG's gonna win. Is that the scenario?
That's the scenario.
The Martians need somebody to knock out FaZe.
So the general can't handle FaZe by themselves. You know why? Because they're too mentally weak against them. But that's the story we already talked about. First killer just lives in their brains. It just is what it is. And they're low. They fear them. Bro, what's your pick right there?
This is tough. I hope Space Station plays FaZe in this bracket at least one time, maybe in the grand finals. But I'm a first killer stand. I'm gonna go with FaZe again. I'm gonna go with FaZe again. I want to see him repeat it. I want to see him repeat it and shut teammates up. I want to see him. Jason, Alu, AJ, it's time to run it back, baby. It's time to run it back. Give me another one. That's
Man,
what I want to see.
send this man a jersey, man.
Yeah, please send it.
Send him a jersey,
Thank
man. Now, Bates,
I want to see.
when FaZe have a Vitality weekend, we'll be right back
goodness.
here.
Oh,
We'll be
gosh.
ready.
It's
Right now.
impossible.
No, that won't happen. FaZe is too good. They won't have a Vitality
Impossible.
weekend. FaZe will be great. They're just gonna lose the machine in the finals. Like I said, this is gonna be how it is.
Yeah, he's right. They'll lose to the machine in the semifinals. Semifinals.
Oh, he missed the semis in his sentence.
The semifinals. Okay.
Oh, because Garrett can't handle first killer. Justin and Squishy are scared of first killer. That's crazy. So they gotta lose. somebody else's wild.
Listen. Now, see, the only way NRG beat FaZe is if they play him in Swiss. They got to play him in Swiss and then get the matchup. That way they can download them. Because right now, I just don't think that they got them downloaded yet, right? But if they could do that, then that's the Dababra prophecy. If they could beat them there, then they can beat them in the finals. But that if they just meet up in the finals, yeah, I'm sorry. There's no chance for the general. They're just gonna get.
Oh no!
I'm
No
gonna see a
chance?
Merc. I'm gonna see a Merc, and I'm gonna lose my mind. Like I lost my mind last time because I saw a Merc.
But he was playing
But-
nice in it.
But they lost.
But you.
They lost, and then it was like, I don't even want to get into it, man. Well, I'm gonna see what happens this weekend. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna see what happens this weekend because right now, it's a lot of crazy action that's been going on so far in Rocket League, in my opinion, in terms of, oh gosh, I saw that. It's a lot of Rocket League action that goes on over the course of this weekend. Of course, you're gonna have on Sunday, you're gonna have the EU quals, the closed quals for their open that happens the week after. But like we said, North America, Oceania, I believe, who else? APAC South. And I think I'm missing one more. Oh, Middle East and North Africa. They all end up playing this weekend. So it's going to be a lot of Rocket League to keep track of. We are at this point halfway through the split. And if you thought we were talking about the road to Sweden now, just wait until after all these results come in, because it's going to be a really tight competition to see which teams come through. That being said, I think that's it for today. I think, we covered everything. I'm gonna throw it to Bates and then come back around. But any final thoughts as we close off on today?
Yeah, chat. Like I said, you can always hit us up. Just use the hashtag first touch or something along those lines, or ping us on Twitter, and we might be able to see y'all's opinions. I know everybody always has opinions, so yeah, just let us know. Also, make sure you remember to use the hashtag debate with TBates for your chance to be potentially debate against me, or me utilize your point, I should say. And then also, don't forget hashtag Bates never wrong. I wasn't wrong once on the show.
What?
Debatable.
Debatable. Debate with Bates. Debatable. Well,
That's some branding.
no, facts. The facts. That's some good brand. But always a vibe. Always a vibe. I want FaZe, please. That jersey. Trying to rep when you win this weekend. Unless you meet Space Station. I really do want to see that. But nah. Thank you guys for always watching every single week. And excited for some gameplay this weekend. There's a lot of Rocket League going around. And yeah, always fun debating with the two men beside me. Always good time.
That's right. So as the fall continues and the coats come out, the Rocket League action is here to keep you warm. So please make sure you stay tuned in. Again, CRL this weekend, Oceania, Middle East, APAC South, North America, Regional 2 is starting up, and things are going to get super crazy. Of course, make sure to keep it locked here. You can follow us on our socials right below our names. Those are our Twitter handles. And of course, we will see you next Tuesday. Same time, 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. This is First Touch. Everybody have a good week. We'll see you next week.